E te iwi tēnā koutou katoa. Tēnei rā te irirangi o Tainui, Tainui Live, 95.4 FM. Kia huri atu ki ngā Poukai ke mua i a tātou. Tiro tiro kauana kei whērā koutou. Ngā kanohi ora pōngaro. Kua riro ki tawhiti nui, ki pāmamau. Ngā puti puti o ngā marae. Each marae of Te Rauna is described in this waiata, written by the revered kaumātua tohunga awaiata, Atina Tauhou, Charles Pumi, Taituha of Rereahu, me ngā puhi ua wairua i ngā tau kimuri. Dedicated to the ruruhi of the marae who have passed, the verses resonates the identity of each marae. Every year the March series of Poukai became dubbed as the round, starting at Taura, then ending at Tūrangawaewae. The round of Te Rauna would start at Tūrangawaewae. The bus of kaumātua who were going on the round would have karakia in Tūrango courtyard. The Taniwharo brass, now known as Te Reo Te Kingitanga, would lead the karakia. The sound would resonate right across the marae. In my young days, of course, I would quickly run up to Tūrango to be part of that wairua. And as they prepared to leave for the round, having completed the karakia, the passengers would get on their buses and the round would start. Their journey, their experiences, each overnight stay at these 6 marae. The wana that would take place, the Koorero by kaumātua, the weaving of hats and kits were a daily activity for the women. The round completed at Tūrangawaewae, then it would extend to the annual regatta. That kaupapa was returned to Tūrangawaewae in 1972 to support the fundraising and the building of Kimiora. So from the 9th of March to the 18th, the round concludes. However, the last weekend of March is the Poukai at Marokopa and Te Kuiti. Marokopa itself is that, and Te Kuiti alternates. In the old days, we would stay at Marokopa 1 year and Te Kuiti the other. So we look at Owairaka. Owairaka, which follows after Parawera Poukai. Hence the beginning of the round from Parawera to Owairaka. Owairaka, and we think about the whakapapa and the families. They all belong to all the maraes within that area. And we think about Aotearoa. The history of Owairaka, it stems from the writing of a motete, a love song. And it relates to a puhi of Tūwharetoa and also a chief of Maniapoto Waikato. And I will recite the history. Ihi puhi wahine of Ngāti Tūwharetoa, she indulged in a love affair with Te Mahutu, a chief of Maniapoto and Waikato. She wrote the lament beside the stream that runs past the marae, sat and faced Pirongia, her pen, ki hei, as we know to be. And we think about when she wrote her song, Ka eke ki wairaka, ka tahuri whakamuri. Her brothers heard of the courtship and went and took her back to her native land, Tūwharetoa. Or Wairaka is located between Parawera and Aotearoa Marae in Te Wharepuhunga district. The marae has a whakatauki which clearly states and defines its unconditional support for the king and for the kingitas. And in today's realm and reign, we acknowledge Queen Ngāwai Honoi Te Pō. Established in 1931, King Te Rata gave the date as the 10th of March, and the Poukai was held at Owairaka until circa 1980. With the same whānau managing both marae, it made sense to alternate the Poukai of Owairaka with its sister marae, Aotearoa. Aotearoa has its history, but we'll defer that. Coming back to Owairaka, the ancestral house is Takihiku, built in 1930. The philosophy of the house is stated in the following text. Hei whakapā ngā atu o ngā tamariki o Mahinarangi Rāua ko Tūroko, a place of rest and gathering for the descendants of Mahinarangi and Tūrongo. The dining room is Mai Kukutara and is named for the wife of Takihiku. Pātaka was built in 1932, the kauta in 1928. The footbridge was built at the same time as the kauta and was repaired several times. It was the only access to the marae. Today, a traffic bridge now replaces the foot swing bridge to the marae. If I can add a personal reflection, that swing bridge was the only access over the stream of which Pui Wahine sat by and wrote her lament, her love song to Te Mahutu. The Hunapō whānau, they were tennis advocates. The marae became a venue for many tournaments. Tūranga Wawe Tennis Club, of which I was a member of. Marianne Hunapō of Owairaka and Tūranga Wawe rose to become the champion tennis player in the Waikato region. An interview with Rita Heta Ruruhi of the Marae. She spoke of the relationship of which Raukawa had with the kingita, with Tāwhia and of its commitment to support the king in all that he wanted for the well-being of his people. Ruruhi Rita stated that should the king jump into the fire, so would Raukawa. That is the whakatauki of the hapu of the iwi. Raukawa, we know, was the son of Tūrongo and Mahinarangi. The birthing waters of where Mahinarangi gave birth to Raukawa is defined by Te Uipo hapu of Raukawa during a kingitanga wānanga held at the marae as being the pool over the eastern side of the Kaimai Ranges. That was, as they know it to be, the birthing waters of Mahinarangi as she gave birth to her baby, Raukawa. That story is as opposed to Te Okoroire, as mentioned in the book, The Saga of Mahinarangi, Moonglow of the Heavens. This is their story of what is known and has been passed down by their tūpuna. So when we look at Owairaka and we think about that's the second Poukai of the round. Now, how did the round come about? King Koroki had decided that because the Poukai was so close together, that he decided he was going to bring the collective of Poukai under the one kaupapa. So instead of the kaumātua running back and forwards every day to each Poukai that was only but a few miles apart from each other, and I'm saying few miles, 5 miles, 30 miles, 60 miles. So King Koroki decided to consolidate all his Poukai and bring it together. Hence the term te rauna, the round. And it's an experience for people to go, because during the round is that after the Poukai actually is completed, then they stay overnight at each marae, and it's there where they begin to learn as a collective the histories, the stories of the kingita. It is an experience for young people, and I make the suggestion that if you're able to join the rauna, is that That will provide you an understanding of the kingitanga and what it's all about. I have young people like Hone Pāpana, Kāhui, and along with many more young people that are part and parcel of the support systems that will assist you in the learning and the teaching of kingitanga. It is there that you will, on those maraes, that you may be able to hear an extension of the history of that particular marae, because each and every marae and whānau have their own stories to tell. Nō reire kia koutou katoa, e mihi koana kia koutou, koe nei te auhitanga o ngā whakaritenga mō te Poukai o Owairaka, he whakamāramātu kia koutou, te tika. Now, can I just say this, is that the Poukai itself, there has been many podcasts to alert you to the expectations if you've never been to a Poukai before. There is the reception at the main gate of the Queen and her support group, along with Kaumātua, along with the Motu, and along with Waikato, Taimi Waka. And from that you advance onto the marae, and it's from that moment of advancement that you're expected to show and behave in accordance with respect, to be quiet, to be able to ensure that the mauri and the mana of the host of the day is not being distracted or in any way by you misbehaving and not behaving in a proper manner. So it's important to keep quiet under the marquee. It's important when they call the Queen in for lunch that the mori goes first, and Waikato kia mau. The only time you Waikato are guests at a Poukai is the Motu Poukais. For the other 25 Waikato Poukais, Waikato kia mau. The Queen and her guest and the Moti will go into the whare, and Waikato kia mau koutou, and the next part that you will be able to go and share the dinner or the hakari is in the marquees. The dress code of the day is appropriately enough because we're still mourning the loss of our late king. So the dress code is black. Men, you're not going to football, no jackets, no football gear. And men, jackets, shirt, long trousers, shoes. Ladies, long black dresses, nothing, anything thigh high, you can forget about coming. It's not appropriate. And anything that's low cut in the front, very low, that your front falls out. It's not a beach wear, you're not going to a beach party. With regards to the koha, you put your koha in the kit as you go into the dining room or into the marquee. And please, once your koha lands in the kit, you cannot take it change out. So go prepared with the appropriate money. You're going to get a 10-course meal, so think about what you can appropriately give us a koha to meet that cost of your meal. Nō reira kia koutou atoa, e mihi koana, koe nā te kaupapa o Owairaka Marae,